Hey everybody, Mr. JK here, and welcome back to another video. This is When Love Made Kamen Rider Kiva a Menace by Lambo Calrissian. As always, the video's link will be down in the description box below if you want to check out the video for yourselves. As always, huge shout out to Lambo Calrissian for making this video, and it's been a while since he's made a video I've seen. So, without further ado, let's get into the video in 3, 2, 1. Alright.
In today's video, it's time to take the final form files to the next stage as we talk about everything Emperor Kiva. Well, everything you need to know. So today we're going to be talking about his debut, his powers, and everything about him that makes him cool. With that out of the way, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started. Kiva is a product of its time. Being in 2008, it definitely has the most visual K aesthetic of any Kamen Rider series I've seen. It's unique because it juggles between the events of 1986 and 2008 and how the decisions of the past affect the present. I think that it would be confusing to someone with no context of the show if you showed them a random episode, but in my opinion, I think referring to Kiva as the 6 degrees of Kurenai Otoya is a great way to sum up how the show works.
Okay.
Anyway, the core of this final form and the most important factor in Wataru's growth is this lady, Mio. The meeting of Mio and the change his first love gives him not only is a rare use of the romantic character progression in Kamen Rider, but I think it might be my favorite in my opinion. Even when the soap opera parts kick in involving Mio, Wataru, and his later introduced brother Taiga. And let me be clear with you, I fucking hate that nigga. For now, let's just build up to Emperor Kiva's debut.
Flashback.
Mio shows up as the hard-working, clumsy, quiet, and almost sheltered girl who shows up in the early 20s of the series. In a lot of ways, she's a lot like Wataru, so you know what they say about birds of a feather. She's also secretly a member of Checkmate 4, a quartet of supreme fungi who have cool tattoos and a lot of power. They all serve a specific purpose in the Fangire hierarchy, but for the sake of this video, you only need to know about the queen's role. On top of marrying the king, her job is to stop the relationship between humans and Fangire. If she gets the hint of anyone doing the no pants dance with a human, it's her job to kill them for their racial treason.
Yeah, that's wow, this fucking show. Now, I haven't seen this show, but I definitely seen clips here and there, and my God, and watch reviews. My God, this show. Yeah, this show is definitely a product of its time from the 2000s. Jesus Christ, dude.
Fun fact, Wataru is half human, half fungi, but I'm sure that doesn't mean anything at all.
Later.
After a failed outing with Kengo, both herself and Wataru, with a little convincing from Kiva, end up spending time together and enjoying it. Both of them genuinely enjoy being around each other, which is seen more and more as their budding relationship blossoms in a way that allows them to build up each other's self-confidence. The part that made me ship them immediately was her confirming to us that she likes Wataru.
My nigga! That's my nigga!
In comes a bear fungi named Shinji, who met the fungi queen of 1986, who knew he was snooping a human lady named Ryoko. Otoya's stupid ass interrupts this execution, securing not only his future baby mama, but allows Shinji to get away and reconcile with his girl by planting a tree, symbolizing their sprouting love. Cut to 2008, and Shinji's wife is now dying of some mysterious anime disease. Her declining health results in him stealing expensive jewelry to shower her with the gifts she's always deserved. This puts him into the line of fire of both Kiva and Ixa, who are pretty much fungi boogeymen in this era. But he is exceptionally powerful, and is able to repel both riders respectively if enough force is applied. Wataru is able to connect with Kuma-man, and he tells Wataru what I told you about his backstory, minus the queen showing up part, but his wife suddenly uses all of her strength to get Shinji to take her to the tree where they planted it 22 years ago. Mio conveniently is outside the hospital with a bento delivery, so Wataru was able to get a ride to the tree so that the couple could have one last touching moment until Ryoko eventually passes on. It's a really beautiful and touching moment until Nago ass shows up. No, not that one. Until Nago's ass shows up to interrupt it, and the two begin swapping hands. Wataru attempts to get Mio out of there, but instead they fall in the bear's path. Plus, Mio shows off for the queen tattoo, and that triggers the bear's PTSD. Now, thinking all of this was a trap, he aggressively targets Mio and does everything he can to send her to the sky above. This act of violence against his crush charges Wataru up to face the bear once again, while also causing his castle to shake and the lights to go red, meaning something cool is gonna happen later. However, like I said earlier, the bear fungi is tough, very tough, and to prove it,
Here comes Tasso-san. Tension fortissimo. Yeah, chair, I hate it. Chair sometimes.
The clip of him beating the hell out of Exia while the couple were running away. This means that our favorite Dampierre is on the back foot, and despite having the power of love, it ain't really enough. But right on cue, the dragon Batatsulat appears, who was awakened by Wataru's emotions, and using him, Kiva puts that shit on.
Comes Kiva.
I would love to show you way more of this transformation, but Toei would beat my knees in if I were to play that whole sequence. But trust me, this plus Supernova playing in the background is some of the rawest shit in Rider ever.
Yeah.
Reminding us that this is a form debut, Emperor Kiva approaches the bear and proceeds to Aura Farm via power difference.
Bro's getting manhandled.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Emperor Kiva wastes no time putting Royal Belt to ass, deciding to wrap this shit up after giving a kick combo that would impress Horong from Tekken.
Oh boy.
Because this is a debut episode in early Heisei, Emperor Kiva makes this fight end very quickly.
Yeah, like that caught me off guard. Oh boy. Oh no.
But wait, there's more.
He still sends the bear to the upper room, but gives him enough time to crawl towards his wife and dies next to her. So that's something. By the way, Mio's okay. She's way more powerful than she's letting on.
Yeah.
Anyway, Emperor Kiva is really cool, and being that this form of Kiva is his true form, it makes me like it even more.
Yeah, there.
The revelation of this form means that up until episode, it makes me like it
Emperor form is Kiva's true form, after all.
Even more.
Yeah, there.
The revelation of this form means that up until episode 24, Wataru has been effectively working at half power because
Yeah. So basically, he's got the opposite problem with most writers. He's got the Frieza power shift, where instead of like, okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, Frieza, when we first meet him, he's in his so-called first form, but in actuality, the way how his race works is that they're born in their final final fourth forms first, and then they make new forms on top of that to lower their power. So when we meet Frieza for the first time, he's technically in his fourth form. Or he's technically in his fourth form, because that's basically a lower form he made to power himself down. And it's just, and I believe all of his specific race had that same thing, where like they'll like effectively change backwards to get to power back up, instead of just like powering up forwards. because it's supposed to parallel Super Saiyan a bit, where it's like, oh, well, I'm powering down by transforming, and I can power up by de-transforming. So basically, that's how it works. And in Kiva's case, this is the same thing that Kiva's got going on, where his is the reverse of, instead of transforming to go forward, we're transforming to go backwards.
Because he's the Toku equivalent of a Dampierre, resulting in him using the Garuru, Basha, and Doga forms as split of a Dampierre.
Yep. In Balkan folklore, a Dampierre is a mythical creature that is the result of a union between a vampire and a human. This union was usually between male vampires and female humans, with stories of female vampires mating with male humans being rare.
Resulting in him using the Garuru, Basha, and Doga forms as supplements until his true powers were finally awakened. Now, Kiva is really the fungi boogeyman, with the ability to not only one-shot many of his foes, but also apply pressure to stronger fungi while in this form, indicating a level of power much greater than he had before. Case in point, in this form, he kills them outright, destroying both body and soul, while his base form destroys only the body, while his castle takes the soul. Why did my voice break when I said body? Regardless, through Tatsuya, Kiva is able to access his true power and shows off his true form time and time again. It's a lot like Frieza's final form.
Yeah. See, I'm right. Yeah, it's like his whole shtick, where this is technically his original form, and he powers down into these forms, So technically, this isn't his original form. This is technically a downgrade form he's made to lower his power,
where it's less of his final form and more along the lines of what he's actually supposed to look like. And my proof of this comes from looking at Dark Kiva, who is just Emperor Kiva with a different color scheme and wing gears. Also, for the 9 people wondering, Emperor Kiva is a harmonious final form, as all of his powers are now accessible to him through Tatsuya in order for him to activate his true
Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to circle back to the giving pressure to the stronger fungi while in this form quote, as both episode 26 and 33 not only proves my point, but allows us to see more of his full power in action.
Much later.
Mio doesn't want to stop human and fungi relations because the guy she likes is a human. Or so she thinks. So when she doesn't show the heart for it, Bishop hires the perverted hand puppet Spider-Man fungi to assassinate her. This eventually gets us to a place where Wataru is there but can't transform in order to keep his secret from getting out and scaring Mio the human. Or so he thinks. So while he's getting his ass whooped, Mio manages to show off some of that queen power to get the spider to run away. And Wataru is given enough time to transform and pursue him. When he gets to put that shit on, he gets right into doing that Jinmo Ri impression until getting that Garuru fever and deciding to wrap this shit up.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, the walk away.
We now move to episode 33, which is some of the most
the cool guys don't look at explosions.
soap opera shit ever. Wataru and Mio's booming relationship is now under real peril, involving Wataru's good friend Taiga, who's not only returned to town, but is engaged to Mio as he's the current fungi king. Wataru doesn't know about the fungi part and only sees Mio getting married to his friend, so effectively she's been lying to my goat. Taiga doesn't know that Wataru is Kiva or his half-brother or has been seeing Mio romantically.
It's funny, ain't it? Because these two are a funny parallel.
His friend. So effectively she's been lying to my goat. Taiga doesn't know that Wataru is Kiva or his half-brother.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Because this is kind of like that parallel of him being Wataru being Inuyasha and Taiga being fucking Shishomaru.
or has been seeing Mio romantically. So for him, wanting her to meet him at a lunch unknowingly is some shit a bitch ass nigga would do. You see why I don't like him? This immediately sours the relationship between them until Taiga comes and encourages Wataru to fight for his love and unknowingly curses himself for the rest of the series.
Yes, sir.
This eventually escalates to Kiva showing up to get his ass kicked by the Moose Fungier, and when it looks like our Don Pierre is going to get sent to the upper room, our Emperor locks in.
Sorry.
I said it once, and I'll say it again. When you drag your weapon on the ground,
Yeah.
you are in
Somebody's about to get their ass beat.
fact aura farming and doing a damn good job at it. The fight immediately turns around into Kiva's favor, and he starts effortlessly mixing the moose with his hammer, then hitting a Doga fever and deciding to wrap that shit up too.
But wait, there's more.
Yep.
In my opinion, versatility is a sign of strength.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
The fact that Emperor Kiva can remix his finisher in order to perform a variety of attacks while also being able to get his older gear and make it stronger is a fantastic showing.
Yeah.
I love how Kiva's form doesn't change at all when using saber and hammer. It visually displays that he no longer needs to borrow their power to change forms, but either A, allows them to use their powers in unison, or B, he's simply amplifying their power with his own. I would love to hear what you guys think about that in the comment section. Either way, it's fucking dope, and the fact that we've never seen
really
Basha
is dope.
fever is one of those things that makes me wake up in a cold sweat at 2 a.m. Regardless, Emperor Kiva's true source of power highly depends on Wataru's feelings and determination, which fluctuates a lot throughout this story. The weakest I've seen him was the time his daddy beat him up while he was in Ixia save mode, while the highest I've seen him was having the strength to rival Dark Kiva, who is supposed to be superior based on their capabilities alone. When his feelings are on the rise, he unlocks even more abilities as he gets even more stuff added to his repertoire, including a transformation state and a final form weapon, which we will get into right now, starting with flight style and our second exhibit. So walk with me through this one because the love triangle is way more interesting than the fungi part of the story. We're currently at the stage of the love triangle where Wataru likes Mio and Mio likes Wataru, but Mio is engaged to Taiga, who is Wataru's half-brother, but we don't figure that out until episode 38, or if you were paying attention to the 86 plotlines. The two young men get to explain themselves when we get to an episode where a scientist who suspiciously looks like that guy from Drive tries to make a powerful fungi by transferring energy from one to another, but is eventually killed by his own creation. Now sensing the immense queen power in Mio, the horsefly fungi ends up kidnapping her and taking her to have her power stolen, effectively killing her in the process. The two men join forces to race towards to save her, with Wataru making it first and foiling the plans with a stool. No, this bitch face tanked an explosion earlier in this episode, but a stool made her dodge? Whatever, I guess. Anyway, Wataru manages to put that shit on, and the two start swapping hands until Taiga witnesses the fight. Taking this as a chance to test Kiva, Taiga summons his giant flying snake, aka the Kukulkan, to interrupt the fight. Kiva's opponent is now the Kukulkan, and doesn't take long for Kiva to be kicked out of base because he's fighting without his castle. Just like last time, Tatsulat shows up right on time, this time showing up with the Bloody Rose, the MacGuffin instrument of the series, and through playing it, Wataru hears his father's prayer within, then makes his own, and then takes the fight to the sky.
I mean,
Kids who saw the Kiva movie before this episode and thought Flight Style was movie exclusive.
fire! Goats! What do you say, bro? Like, yo, this is peak!
As Jiro states, Kiva is awakening more of his true power yet again, and Kiva's newfound dragon bat form is more than enough to handle the Kukulkan.
Got him. We fucking got him.
This one will be short, but Flight Style's just really cool. The problem is that there's not really a whole lot to talk about. He just turns into a cool giant dragon bat, allowing him to have a form that allows him to fight giant creatures without having the castle do his bidding. A large part of me strongly believes that Flight Style was made for the purpose of media synergy and reminding you that he did this first in the movie, King of the Castle in the Demon World, that was out around that time. Real talk, outside of this movie and this debut, we only see him use this form one more time in episode 45 when he was fighting his older brother's daddy with his daddy. It's complicated. Anyway, since our flight has landed in this short exhibit, it's time to talk about our final exhibit and one of the coolest swords in Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Once again, walk with me down the love triangle storyline that's way more interesting than the fungi part. Currently, we're at the stage of the love triangle where Wataru likes Mio and Mio likes Wataru, but Mio is still engaged to Taiga. Mio is strong enough to tell Taiga that she's in love with someone else, but not enough strength to say who, causing another factor for their planned wedding to be on hiatus. This eventually leads to a fight where Emperor Kiva is getting jumped by Crow Fungi, while Taiga, who's Kamen Rider Saga by the way, jumps in and the two riders battle. Saga proves himself superior in this fight, but Kiva is able to escape in the process. This eventually leads to Wataru finding Mio, who confesses to Wataru, while Saga makes it in time to overhear it. Taiga wanted Wataru to be happy, but when he finds out his fiance likes his weak and meek ass, he gets all hateful. Quick tangent, I love how Taiga strongly believes Wataru is Mr. Bitches until he finds out that he is in fact Mr. Bitches, and the fiance that he was destined to be is telling Wataru that she loves him. But we love fucking L's. We love Taiga L's in this house. Anyway, the crows show up again, because technically they have a beef with the queen with 86, but since she's not here anymore, they're just gonna take it out on the queen of 08.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
So they show up doing their hidden jumping technique, and because Wataru can't transform in public, it makes him look hella weak in front of Mio and Taiga.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Wataru is found by Jiro and runs back home to get his hands on the Zanvat sword, a powerful weapon hidden in Castle Doran that was discovered after Flight Style's awakening shook it loose. According to the Queen of 86, it's the strongest sword in the world, and the blade seems to be semi-sentient as it chooses its wielder. It seems that the trick to awakening it is wishing for power like Virgil from Devil May Cry.
Oh boy.
Wataru remixed the wish, but it still counts as a good one, so he pulls the sword from the stone and immediately gets possessed by it like a cursed weapon in D&D. The monster arms get the idea to combine together to limit its power, becoming a golden bat that then attaches to the sword like a hilt, limiting the power just enough so that Wataru can feel its full presence overflow him. Meanwhile, we cut back to Saga v the Crows, who already have Mio ready to get sent to the sky above.
What more do you want from me?
Bruh,
but our goat makes it in just in time to save his lady. As smooth as ever, he puts that shit on while walking and wastes no time getting his royal get back. I read somewhere that every time Kiva slides Zanvat Bat up and down on a blade, it sharpens it. Each time it's sharpened, an unknown amount of demonic power is poured into it, allowing the sword to maintain a stable sharpness.
Wow.
But I can't prove that one, so to me it just looks like when Kakashi, remember Kakashi from Naruto? He would flash his hands in the middle of his hand seals for jutsus. Those weren't hand seals, by the way. Those weren't even necessary either. He just did that shit to flex. It's the same logic for me. More crow come at him, so he decides to wrap this shit up. And Kiva proceeds to cut down each and every crow until all 6 feel it.
But wait, there's more.
He He then proceeds to get his get back against Saga from last episode, but when Mio shows up to protect Saga from going to the upper room while revealing she's a fungier, it distracts our boy long enough for him to get knocked out by her counterattack, and then the drama gets worse from here. And not worse in a bad way, like worse like that kind of bad. Anyway, the Zanvet sword is really cool, and was my favorite Kamen Rider sword for the longest time until I laid my eyes upon Wizard's Excalibur. Wataru, being our favorite Dampierre, made it originally difficult for him to wield the sword, as it would control him through his fungi blood, so the formation of the Zanvat Bat Hilt, say that 5 times fast, helps him control it. This implies that the power within the sword is truly immense, and had it not been limited to some degree, Kiva would not be able to properly wield it, despite the blade choosing it. I think a good analogy for this would be you winning a free, non-guzzling, all-purpose automobile, but no one ever taught you how to drive stick shift, so somebody has to give you lessons in order for you to be able to properly drive it. Yeah. Hope that makes sense. The semi-sentience of the sword is the coolest part in my opinion, as the sword has to choose its wielder based on their wish of power. The King of 86 wielding it first serves as the audience's depiction of power then, versus the depiction of power in 08 we see with Wataru. I love how the sword was placed in the castle conveniently in 1986 by the king of that era, who refused to love, only for Wataru to be able to retrieve the sword because he wanted its power for love.
I'ma tell you right now, son, if you are not a fan of the words Goat Raw Fire or Peak Fiction, apparently there's about to be a lot of that. So if you don't like that, do me a favor, don't just leave the video. I would recommend probably
King Recon
unsubscribing.
In short, Emperor Kiva is fucking cool. His entire repertoire of powers, gear, and transformations all stand out uniquely while maintaining the core aspects of what it means to be a rider. Also, he's fucking gold, and that reminds me of my goat Gilgamesh. If you know, you know. But yeah, man, that's the video. Kiva is one of the 3 series that got me involved into Toku, and seeing this show again has allowed me to look at it and give it a newfound appreciation on it. Trust me, I need to make another video so we can wrap up the Blood and the Restless plotline, because it's beautiful and sad, but there's a couple fights that we need to talk about from this series, so we'll circle back to them with appropriate videos when the time comes. If you like toys, please go check out my affiliate link for Highway Links Japan.
Oh, really?
As that way, when you buy toys through them, you're supporting the channel. If you get this video to 1,300 likes, then I know you want more Kiva content out there, and I'm gonna do my best to do so with that. And yeah, links to all the social media stuff is in the description below. Please help me get big on Instagram. And I love y'all. Give me $5.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be the end of the video. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all later. Peace.